asked 2 travel experts to give us their fresh picks for a 48-hour trip to Mexico City. We're zeroing in on Condesa, Roma, and Juárez. 3 hot neighborhoods that have it all: art, history, shopping, and restaurants for days.
Let's start in Condesa. This leafy borough is home to some of the country's top restaurateurs and creatives. At its entry is Avenida Amsterdam, a circular walking street that mirrors the city's former horse track. It's also home to the delightful Parque Mexico and Parque España, as well as the city's finest example of Art Deco architecture. We think it's the perfect spot to call home based on your trip.
First, let's check in at Octavia Casa, a 7-suite boutique bed and breakfast, simple and meditative by design. Next, treat yourself to a sip at Ugo Wine Bar, a cozy and romantic spot featuring small plates and natural wine. This place is consistently delightful. The radicchio salad and fried calamari are both absolute musts. For dinner, it's a toss-up between Anonimo and Botanico. Either way, you can't go wrong. Anonimo features some of the city's best Italian food and natural wine by Mexican-German chef Klaus Meyer. And Botanico is fine dining by top Mexican chefs Ali Navarro and Ernesto Hernandez in a home from the 50s. At the restaurant's center, you'll find a giant cactus with a small pond at its base. Within, you'll see dozens of swimming ajolotes, an aquatic salamander the Aztecs revered as an embodiment of the god of fire and lightning. After dinner, roll up to a Lolo, a sleek spot for late-night cocktails and spinning vinyl.
Day 2, let's go to Roma.
Colonial Roma is one of the most lively neighborhoods of the city. Roma offers unbeatable restaurants as well as convivial areas like Plaza Rio de Janeiro, where locals congregate around a replica of the David statue as their dogs mix and mingle.
A half an hour stroll from your hotel, you'll find Tetela, the perfect spot for breakfast in Roma, offering a new take on traditional Mexican food and breakfast cocktails made with fresh pressed juice. The Paloma is spectacular. If your trip aligns with your schedule, you have to take a cooking class at Sobremesa and learn to cook like a local.
For lunch in Roma, there are nearly endless options, but a new favorite is Doriban for delicious Korean cuisine. This spot began as a pandemic project, selling jarred kimchi, and has since evolved into one of the hottest restaurants in the entire city. Its flowy, open-air design makes for a great late afternoon eatery to enjoy small plates and natural wine. When in Roma, you have to hit up Clima Street for some of the best shopping. Muni is a must, a visual center of a shop featuring expertly curated artwork, ranging from very affordable to high-end. And bonus, they ship almost anywhere.
And just steps away, you'll find Pasaje Parian, a newly renovated passageway enclosed under a glass roof, hosting shops, restaurants, and cafes. Perfect for a leisurely stroll.
Okay, so dinner. Because Roma has so many amazing restaurants to choose from, it's easy to get decision fatigue. Let us suggest M Restaurante. M is unique fine dining by Chef Lucho Martinez. He has some roots in Nashville, so he's got a knack for combining Southern and Mexican cuisine. But the majority of the menu actually combines Mexican ingredients with Japanese techniques. You'll find dishes like roasted baby corn with soy and yuzu butter, their catch of the day with black garlic foam, and the absolutely perfect tuna tartare tostada with Petrosian Royal Dorinki caviar, habanero mayo, and avocado. Make your reservations now. After dinner, head upstairs and wind down with drinks at 686 Bar, which is conveniently located directly above M.
Day 3, Juárez plus a little extra. First, enjoy a bite at Octavia Casa before you head out. After all, you're staying at a bed and breakfast. Okay, so our first recommendation is not in our hot neighborhood triad. But if you can squeeze in a side jaunt, Lago Algo is a must. It's NASA's studio fresh take on a classic space from the 60s, set against the lush backdrop of the Lago Mayor and the Chapultepec forest. Nature and art blend here for a peaceful yet vibrant oasis in the middle of a bustling metropolis. Now, on to Colonia Juárez. Day 3 called for a visit to this trendy but laid-back borough, which is just a short cab ride or half-an-hour walk from your home base in Condesa. In Juárez, there's always a charming cafe and boutique shop nearby. It also has Calle Abre, home from one of the best shopping streets in the city.
If you've worked up an appetite, Café Nin by Chef Elena Regadas is a great spot. Rustic and chic, Nin is a go-to for sure.
Do not skip out on the chilaquiles with burrata, quiche or their house specialty, aguava and ricotta stuffed pastry.
Another lunch reco is Masala y Maíz, from all-star chefs Norma Leeson and Saqib Kaval. Masala y Maíz is their take on sustainable cuisine that reclaims their personal culinary traditions, with a style they describe as mestizaje. We might add, it can also be described as amazingly delicious. You're definitely going to want to save room for dessert at La Rifa, the go-to spot for traditional Mexican cacao, served hot, thickened with nut milk, and sweetened with piloncillo. Calle Avre is one of the best shopping streets in the entire city. Stroll around and pop into shops like Simple by Trista, an ultra-cool boutique offering local and sustainably made designs. And Casa Caballeria, a multi-floor shopping mecca with handmade Mexican goods, perfumes, a barber shop, smoke shop, and outstanding clothing items.
Check out Not a Gallery, a tattoo studio and a gallery space from Rodrigo Roji, one of the most prominent emerging artists in Mexico City. See the art and maybe get a permanent souvenir in the form of a tattoo.
And now, your 48-hour getaway is coming to a close. It's time to hail that cab back to the airport and say hasta luego to Mexico City, and to start planning your next trip.